Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Witnesses say a man lit 2 fires right outside an apartment building this morning. Then police tased him.
Virginia Chong alongside Jason Martinez this midday, and 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie live in City Heights. And Mary, there are a lot of kids who live in this apartment building. Is everybody okay?
Everybody is thankfully okay, thanks to the quick thinking of the people who live here. The guy was outside this morning just before 9 o'clock and picked up an extra canister of gasoline and lit this trash can on fire. The woman who lives upstairs right here smelled the fire, came outside, saw the guy standing outside her apartment. He ended up lighting a trash bag that's up there on fire as well. She smelled the smoke, called 911. The guy came walking down the stairs and went out into this alley this way. She tells me that he threw the gasoline canister into the dumpster and kept going down the alley. That's when police and fire department officials showed up. He wasn't cooperating, and that is when they had to tase him in order to get him to cooperate. They took him into custody and took him to the hospital. Police believe that he may have been under the influence of something. Take a listen to what they had to say this morning.
It doesn't seem like a rational person would set, an apartment building on fire, particularly when there's a lot of kids.
So again, we've been talking to the woman who lives upstairs, who saw the fire, smelled the smoke, saw the guy walking around and knew that something wasn't right. We're getting some more information from her. We will bring you some more of that at 11:30. But again, the man is in the hospital where they're evaluating him, and he is also under arrest. We're live in City Heights this morning. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
All right, Mary, thank you. And breaking overnight, Border Patrol officers rushing to help 7 people injured in a rollover crash after leading them on a short chase. Agents tried to pull over an SUV on the 125 last night. That started a chase. Then the SUV hit a guardrail, rolled over, and landed in a riverbed. Everybody inside was taken to the hospital. They'll eventually all be arrested, 7 of them suspected of being undocumented immigrants. Happening right now, the historic Navy Broadway complex is getting knocked down as the next step of the $1.3 billion Manchester Pacific Gateway redevelopment project continues. 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala live there downtown with the plans to come. Hey, Mimi.
Hey, good morning, Jason. Yeah, this project has been in the works for nearly 11 years, and today crews were here starting to tear down this historic Navy building as part of the next phase of the project. Now, here's what the Manchester Pacific Gateway project will look like once it's completed. It'll fill 8 blocks downtown with new waterfront buildings, and one of those will actually replace the Navy Broadway complex that we're at right now and become the new Navy headquarters. Also included in the project are new office spaces, more parking lots, hotels, shopping centers, and a museum. Developers say years of commitment, fighting through lawsuits and other hurdles helped them get to this point today.
We're going to have jobs coming into this project, both construction jobs, permanent jobs. So this is a great addition and benefit to the city and to the waterfront.
Now, developers tell me it'll take about 6 months to knock down the entire building, and once that's done, the redevelopment is expected to take about 3 years to complete. We're live downtown. Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
And here in the 10 News Live Center, I'm following breaking news out of Dallas. A man shoots his boss and then kills himself inside a Dallas office building. This is video here from the scene within the past 10 minutes. All this information according to our ABC affiliate in Dallas. Now, sources say the man entered the building and then shot his boss before killing himself. At this point, we don't know the victim's condition or where those people worked, but you can still see here a pretty large scene as they try to piece together exactly what happened. This is a developing story here in the Live Center. Of course, something we'll continue to follow throughout the day. I'm Melissa Masiha. Virginia, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mel. Happening now, closing arguments are underway in the trial of a South Bay man accused of murdering a Texas millionaire over his inheritance. Prosecutors say David Meza was living a double life, fathering a child with an Imperial Beach woman while also in a relationship with a wealthy businessman named Jake Marandino. Meza is accused of killing Marandino, you just saw a picture of, in Mexico in 2015, then working with his girlfriend to cover it up. Just a few months before his death, Marandino made Meza the sole heir of his multi-million-dollar estate. Now, this breaking news update. Police are hunting for a gunman who drove by a bus stop and started firing, hitting a couple of people. Happened last night on 47th Street in Lincoln Park. A man had just walked out of a store and made his way to that bus stop when bullets hit him twice in the leg and once in the chest. Bullets also hit a woman. Both were rushed to the hospital. The shooter got away, and families in that area are now worried.
It was scary, so I just ran in the house. And then I told my grandma and my grandpa.
Both people who were shot are expected to be okay. Now, just down the block, police say the gunman also shot up a car. They say the shooter was driving a white SUV. If you have any information, please call police.
President Trump closing in on his 100th day in office, and two of his big campaign promises, health care reform and the border wall, remain top priorities. A looming budget battle could bring those things to the forefront this week. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington with more.
5 days out from his 100th day in office, President Trump has fallen short of most of the standards he set for himself during the campaign.
What follows is my 100-day action plan to make America great again.
In October, the president offered a contract with the American voter. He promised legislation on 10 major campaign promises within his first 100 days. But so far, he's only moved forward with one of those bills, the plan to repeal and replace Obamacare that hasn't passed. The administration is touting less important bills and executive orders as other measures of Trump's success.
We've signed more legislation into law in the first 100 days than anybody in the last 50 years. We've put out more executive orders than any previous administration in the last 50 years.
No administration has accomplished more in the first 90 days.
But the president has been busy on his rallying cry of illegal immigration, signing 2 executive orders, stripping federal funding from sanctuary cities, calling for triple the number of ICE officers, adding thousands of Border Patrol agents, and ordering construction on the nearly 2,000-mile-long wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. That border wall could create a costly hurdle in the coming days. The House and Senate have until midnight Friday to cut a $1 trillion spending deal to prevent a partial government shutdown on Trump's 100th day. The president wants a government funding bill that includes money for the wall, but so far Democrats are refusing.
I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words.
That new ABC News Washington Post poll found 56% of Americans say President Trump hasn't accomplished much so far, and a majority doubt his honesty and trustworthiness. But 96% of Americans who voted for Trump in November say they have no regrets and would vote for him again. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
And there are new developments in the rising tensions between the U.S. and North Korea. President Trump made separate phone calls to the leaders of Japan and China last night. Japan's prime minister saying that all three agreed to remain in close contact about the threats from North Korea. One of those threats, you're looking at it, USS Carl Vinson, which of course based right here in San Diego. Well, the carrier headed to the Korean Peninsula right now, but the threat was to sink that carrier. And there's also concern for this man. He's an American teacher being detained in North Korea. Tony Kim teaches at a local university. It is not clear why the government took him.
Happening today, the prowler who pleaded guilty to 2 terrifying home invasions in the North County will find out his sentence. Jonathan Romero Miranda, right there, broke into a home in Rancho Penasquitos last month. Police say he demanded drugs and threatened the person living in the home with a knife. He went down the block and went into another home. Police say he stole a laptop but then ditched it on the sidewalk. Happening today, the former Tennessee teacher accused of kidnapping his student is facing a judge for the first time. Tad Cummins' arraignment is in Sacramento this afternoon. He's facing federal kidnapping charges. Investigators say he abducted 15-year-old student Elizabeth Thomas. She returned to her family on Friday, but her father says she still has a long journey ahead. Deputies found the two at a remote cabin, one of these cabins near Redding, after nearly 6 weeks of intense searching that spanned much of the country. The cabin's caretaker eventually recognized Cummins and called police.
New today's laying out low, but President Obama is making his first public appearance since leaving the Oval Office. He's giving a talk on community organization at the University of Chicago, and that's where his presidential library is planned. Hundreds of students there in attendance. This is part of his mission to encourage and support the next generation of leaders.
What are the ways in which we can create pathways for them to take leadership, for them to get involved.
For the most part, Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama have stayed clear of the public since leaving the White House, but they have been spotted playing golf and vacationing on a private island in the Caribbean.